Good afternoon. My name is Mike Wilder, and I'm the Director of the Office of Emergency Management for Danville and Boyle County. During this unprecedented time in our lives, it's imperative that the citizens of Danville and Boyle County have their need for information and answers to their questions met with as much accuracy as possible. This is the reason that Judge Executive Howard Hunt and Mayor Mike Perros have proposed this twice-a-week briefing for the public to answer any questions and concerns the citizens of Boyle County may have concerning the coronavirus. Let me assure everyone that the Office of Emergency Management is in constant contact with all partners and stakeholders charged with the control of the spread and the treatment of the individuals affected with the virus. We are going to allow the public to call in and ask questions or make comments to whatever they choose to do. We have one number for that can be addressed. It'll be addressed to either Mayor Perros or Judge Hunt. The call-in number is area code 859-936-6865. This proceedings will be streamed live on YouTube, and the best way to get this is to go to boyleky.com. When you get the website up for the county, up on the far right-hand side, you will see we'll have Boyle County Media Channel. Click on that, and that will bring you directly to the YouTube link. Now, I'll ask Judge Hunt to make some opening remarks.
Thank you, Mike. I'm excited about this opportunity. And the reason I partnered with the mayor of Danville, Mayor Mike Perros, and asked for this presentation to come before you is I want you to know that your community leaders are involved. And we want to be responsive to you, the public in Boyle County, throughout this county, to provide you with the best opportunity to ask questions, express concerns, and get information from us. Please refer to the Boyle County webpage that we have before you, and you'll see a magenta colored link on there talking about COVID-19 information. On that page, there's an index, once you open it up, that will allow you to go see Governor Beshear's links on this issue, Congressman Guthrie's links talking about a myriad of things, including support of small businesses, and the federal and President Trump's links to CDC and other information sources that you can get. In addition to the Boyle County emergency orders that you can read on there, there are other county announcements about tax filings and trash pickup dates and things of the such that are important to you as we go through this very strenuous time together. But as we move along and you go through this website, there's lots of good information on there. What I would like to do throughout this entire process of reaching out to the residents of Boyle County is to assure you that you have excellently experienced staff at every step throughout this juncture with the Ephraim McDowell emergency staff at Regional Hospital, with our public health department, and Brent Blevins at the helm there, with Mike Wilder and the other county employees that are addressing this, and the city of Danville that are addressing these issues and concerns and being very responsive to inquiries by the residents of the county and the city. Throughout this county, I want people in Perryville and Parksville, Mitchellsburg, Junction City, and Forkland to know you are not forgotten, and we are there to support your inquiries of things that will help you remain safe during this period of our mature responsibility in addressing the issues and concerns of COVID-19. I look forward to your questions, your comments, and your inquiries on this issue. And I'll now turn it over to Mayor Mike Perros from the city of Danville.
Good afternoon, everyone. These are unprecedented, unique times. We are all plowing ground at the same time. And I want to thank Judge Hunt and Mike Wilder for the opportunity to make some comments. There's three people in particular that I want to single out for their desire to lead the effort in helping us all to understand what we face. First and foremost is Brent Blevins with our county health department, who's done a great job of really helping to bring to our attention the severity of this issue. Mike Wilder with Emergency Management Services, doing some coordinating effort there. And then our new city manager, David Milliron, who's really taken this thing to heart and studied this from many, many different angles. Believe me, we had these long conversations. I also want to take an opportunity to thank the folks at the Still and Wilderness Trail Distillery. These are the kinds of corporate citizens that we enjoy here in Danville and Boyle County. I guess my only real public service message at this time is that while all of the folks I have named have done a tremendous job of communicating as much as possible, we still have a problem, and that is that people are not taking seriously this issue of gathering and congregating and not staying 6 feet apart. I can understand the lack of appreciation for that, but folks, believe me, if you study what has occurred in other places, if you study what has been successful in other places, this idea of social distancing, physical distancing, whatever you want to call it, it really, really has made a difference, and there's a track record to prove it. So when you go to the grocery, please, one person, one cart. Be mindful of your spacing. These things do absolutely make a difference. The last point that I'll make is that someone else made the point to me is that consider that you already have the coronavirus. Take that perspective and then live your life from that perspective. You will keep your distance because you don't want to give it to your loved ones, your friends, etc. So just take the perspective that you already have the virus. Keep your distance. Thank you.
I want to read a statement here, and it's actually the executive order that Governor Beshear signed on March the 22nd concerning retail businesses. Retail businesses that remain open must follow to the fullest extent practicable social distancing and hygiene guidance from the CDC and the Kentucky Department of Public Health, including ensuring physical separation of employees and customers by at least 6 feet when possible, ensuring employees practice appropriate hygiene measures, including regular through hand washing, regularly cleaning and disinfecting frequently touched objects and surfaces, and ordering sick individuals to leave the premises. Failure to do so is a violation of this order and could be subject to said businesses being closed. And that's the actual wording of that emergency declaration that the governor put out. And you know, as a whole, I think we're doing extremely well. We have some issues, yes, but I think there are issues that can be ironed out by the people sitting in this room right here. The mayor and the county judge both, along with the health department, can get these issues taken care of. Again, I want everybody to always keep in your prayers our first responders, our people that are on the front lines, our EMS employees, our nurses, our doctors. It's unbelievable. You can't imagine the amount of work that they're doing right now in helping prevent this and what they're doing. It's amazing to me, very honestly, that as close proximity as we are to Lexington and Louisville, that we only have 2 active cases, 2 positive cases. Because a good number of our people travel to Lexington almost on a daily basis, a lot of people. So we're very fortunate, and I'm afraid though that could possibly change in the near future, because as I understand it, we do have considerable amount of testing out that hasn't been determined yet.
I would like for the public to understand testing is a great barometer to know the impact of this virus in any given area. And I want you to understand that testing, the more we test, the more the numbers of positives will go up. But that means we get those people into the duly needed recovery phase of this process quicker and better than, than not knowing by not testing. So we will be doing more testing, but I don't want to flood the system, the public health system. There are certain protocols that we all need to know about before we are tested. And the protocols are to have a temperature of, I believe it's a 100.4 or greater. You have a shortness of breath. You have a persistent dry cough, and you feel fatigued all the time. Okay? These are some of the conditions. But your doctors and your healthcare providers will ask you for have a consultation before a test is given. And these tests are becoming more and more frequent all the time. What I want to say to the residents of Boyle County, you are responding very positively to the efforts that the county and the city and the state and the nation are taking to curb the spread of this virus. And I deeply appreciate it. But I want to appeal to each of you out there that see and hear this presentation. We need your help even more so in those large areas that we all have come to see as a necessity for life, like a Walmart or like a Lowe's or like a Tractor Supply or places like that, Kroger, that may have, or Aldi's, that may have a lot of people in there at one time out of necessity. We ask that you responsibly take it upon yourself to help with 6 foot separation, and if you come across somebody, you minimize that time briefly with being in their 6 foot zone or separation. And we ask that you cover your cough with your elbow, and if you're sick, please stay home. Your assistance in this matter has been greatly appreciated, but we've seen some images of certain large facilities throughout this community and around the county where a lot of people have frequented. And we need to be mindful of the requirement that we need to be 6 foot separated on a regular basis, even when we're out shopping. And like Mayor Perros said earlier, one cart, one person helps us get there. Get what you need and get out. Okay? We want to support all of our local merchants, to include the restaurants with carry out, drive up, take out, whatever it may be. A lot of them are offering home delivery. Support your local merchants across the spectrum, from your big box retailers to your smaller food service operations and others that are open and providing services during this time. We will recover from this terrible virus. We will recover as Boyle Countyans, and we want to stay friendly and help our neighbors and do those things responsible so that we do not contribute to the length that the virus can hang around, not only in our county, but anywhere close to where we may come in contact with in our travels. So I'd ask that you be respectful of the guidelines that CDC has put out for everybody to exist safely.
I mentioned a moment ago how proud I was to be a part of this community because of the coordination and the skill of people and the coordination of people and the understanding of these folks as to this situation, this COVID-19. It's been mentioned here a moment ago, but I want to emphasize it. Our hospital, Ephraim and Dow Regional Medical Center, is a tremendous asset. I can't overstate that enough. I want to thank in particular Dr. Eric Grant in the ER, who's been on the front lines of this and remains so. These folks, like all emergency first responders, they put it out there every day. And if you've been watching some reports like 60 Minutes last night or some other news sources out of New York, you get a real understanding, even though it's not Boyle County, it's on a much grander scale. But these people, these health professionals, they're terribly impacted. They're having to make some life and death decisions. There was one young lady who said she has seen more death in the last week than she has seen in her entire career up to this point. That's a serious statement. I don't want to overplay my hand here and make it sound like we're going to become a New York City. We're not, obviously. But this is serious, folks. This is really, really serious. And let's hope we get through all this without a fatality. And if we do, it'll be because of the good planning of your elected officials, your appointed officials, and their willingness to coordinate, share information, and make sure that this gets out to you, the public.
Might also mention too that Kentucky Emergency Management in Frankfort has their state emergency operations center active right now. They're staying open at 8 in the morning and close at 8 in the evening. They haven't gone to full scale 24 hours yet, and I don't know whether they will or not, but they send out a situation report to me each and every day of what's going on in the state, and it's remarkable to see some of the things that that communities are doing. I know, for instance, today in Boyle County, the teachers in Junction City are actually in a parade, if you will, to see their students. They've lined up in cars and are going through the streets of Junction City and have asked all the kids to be out, and they wave them, and it's simply because they miss them. And that's the dedication and some of the things that are doing. And you know, we don't look anywhere. For instance, the city of Danville at City Hall, out walking and getting out in the fresh, hot sun and enjoying that. That's pretty nice to see, and it's gratifying to see that. It really is. And all in all, I think we're doing a good job. I really do. We've got a couple of spaces that need to be dealt with, but all in all, I think we're doing well.
I agree, Mike. I think as across this county, we are responding very well to the request by authorities to be compliant from a safety perspective. And I can't be happier with what we have. We have 2 reported cases, positive cases in Boyle County right now. And for those who think you're too young to get this, you've seen in the paper and on Facebook the ages of the 2 cases. They're not 75, 80-year-old individuals. They're 27 and 48-year-old individuals. What I'm saying that for is nobody is exempt from the potential of being affected by this virus. And don't think because you're young that you're not going to get it. That's proof in itself right there. And I just want to say how pleased I am with the response that we've had here throughout the county. And we're as good as we want to be, and I know everybody in Boyle County wants what's best for not only themselves, but for their neighbors and our neighbors in the counties around us. Because that's what Kentuckians do. We look after each other. We do things right. We take care of each other. And this is what we're going to do here in Boyle County, and this is what we have done in Boyle County, and nothing's going to change with that going into the future. So I ask, if you're uncomfortable with a situation and you don't feel like you can help make that situation better, but you're aware of something that doesn't feel right or somebody that needs attention, please let somebody know in the authorities, with the authorities that can help alleviate a potential for something bad happening. Because we want to take care of those who are maybe not connected to the internet or maybe don't have whatever they need. We need to take care of those who are less fortunate than us or don't have the resources that we may have by seeing this streaming video. And I ask for your patience. I ask for your prayers. And through this together, we as a community, as a county, a state, and a nation will overcome this invisible enemy. And people have equated it to war, and that's not a bad equation. But we will be successful in this endeavor as we have always been successful throughout history when we needed to be.
Let me reiterate the phone number one more time in case, I've just repeated it once, but in case somebody else is trying to get in and make some phone calls for a question. It's area code 859-936-6865. 936-6865.
We want to do this on Monday at 3:30, and we want to do this again on Thursday afternoons at 3:30. And we would love for you to call in with your questions, your comments, and your concerns. We're about reaching out to everybody throughout this county, throughout the cities in this county. And this is a great way for you to touch base with your community leaders. And if we need to bring some other staff in, one of us will exit, the other will come in, so we can keep our separation. But we will provide the resources you want to help you get through this time of tribulation that we have throughout this virus and what it's doing to the communities around the state and the country. So we just ask for you to continue being safe, continue being good citizens with response to doing the right things to protect yourself and your family and those around you from spreading the virus. And you know what they are. They're on TV all the time. They're on our websites all the time, both city and county. And we just ask for your continued support. And we will all get through this the shortest amount of time possible with the least amount of negative impact.
If we don't have any questions at this point in time, I suspect that we could probably close right now. But please, anyone that's listening, write that number down. And if you've got friends that wasn't aware of this, because we only put this together like on Friday, and
That's right.
it was out to the media just today, so we understand that, it's going to be hard right off the bat for somebody to do it, but we're planning on doing this for a while, so please take that number down. If you've got family or friends that have concerns, don't hesitate to call in, because we have a lady that'll take your question and get it to us, get it to the mayor and the judge very quickly. So I think without any further ado, I think we can actually say goodbye for right now, and we'll be back on Thursday afternoon at 3:30 right here. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much. And just would like to say, be prepared, not scared.